Hello and welcome to REGO-FIX TechChat. My name is David McHenry. I am the Engineering and Technical Manager for REGO-FIX USA. Today we are at HURCO North America and we're here to talk about tool holding. Normally when you hear REGO-FIX and tool holding, well, you think about CNC machines. But did you know REGO-FIX offers a large product range of lathe tooling? When you think about the tooling that goes into a lathe, you're normally thinking live or static tooling. So how does REGO-FIX actually play into this, and what do we provide that makes that live or static tooling work for you? When you think about live tooling inside of your lathe, you have lots of different options to choose from. In this case, and for this demo, we used a WTO head with our Power Grip quick change adapter on the end of that. Now, you could have your ER adapter as well that goes into that, and it could be a straight or axial head or a radial head. They all will function about the same, and they will all have options for quick change, like the WTO Quick Flex or even the EWS VariX system. When you think about your live tooling, most of the live heads that are out there are not coolant through, which means you have to program in PEC cycles or slow down your process. So what are my options that REGO-FIX offers to improve those processes? Well, that's where Recool comes in. So Recool is a unique way of taking an external coolant line and bringing that internal to give you that internal coolant flow for chip flush and chip evacuation. It's available in the AX style, standard nut style, and mini thread style. So take a look at the REGO-FIX catalog for the Recool that will fit your application. When it comes to tapping in your lathe, you have several different options that REGO-FIX offers. The most basic and standard one is the rigid tapping collet, or the GB collet as you'll find it labeled in our catalog. This is a rigid tapping application that runs your standard can cycle in your lathe. Very basic, very simple to use in any of your standard tool holders in your machine. But what about machines where my synchronization isn't perfect anymore? Or I have a very soft material and I might damage the threads? Well, that's where the axial compensating ET1 collet will come in. This allows you to build in a cushion to protect your threads during your application. Very easy to program. Look for information in our REGO-FIX catalog. Not every application in your lathe is going to be with a driven head. There are several static applications. And in most of those applications, they're going to use a tool holder, or it might be called a drill chuck or a collet extension. Well, REGO-FIX has a vast offering of those that you can find in our catalog. And you can get those with a standard nut, a coolant nut, any application that you might need to have with those. If you have any questions at all, look in the catalog for our offering. For applications that require very precise reaming, well, think about the REGO-FIX floating holders. We offer these in coolant through and mini styles. They are made to follow or to compensate for any misalignment in your machine. If your machine's had an accident or it's no longer in line, well, the REGO-FIX floating holder can compensate up to 1.5 millimeters of misalignment. So take a look at a floating holder when you have applications where you need to follow an existing hole, but you may not have that repeatability to do it accurately. The most common collet used in the world and in lathe applications is the ER collet. Now, you're very familiar with REGO-FIX and the ER collet, but when it comes to lathe applications, look at the different options we have now, from a standard collet to a coolant bore collet to a metallic sealed collet, and then 3 different offerings of accuracies, being the standard, the UP, and now the micron collet. So take a look at the catalog, select the ER collet that works best for you. Static and live heads come with many types of ER collet cavity outputs. REGO-FIX offers a variety of nuts to fit those outputs that keep safety in mind. You look at the AX style dovetail locking nut. It's very good at protecting the operators from slipping off while changing tools inside of the lathe. And don't forget our standard high Q style nut as well, made to provide up to 100% more clamping force, and it uses most standard locking wrenches to do so. No matter your application, from something as simple as our little wheel hub that we made here to something very complex that goes into outer space or is being used in a medical application, think of REGO-FIX and the products that we offer to fit your lathe. We definitely want to thank HURCO North America for allowing us to be here today. If you have any questions at all, reach out to your REGO-FIX technical team.